Okay. Welcome everybody. I would like to introduce everybody to my introduce myself to everybody. Actually, you know what I'll do? I'll just put that full screen. So here today, I figured it's time to get this story rolling. I really kind of want to explain myself, because people need to understand a lot of concepts that I'm actually gonna try to show everybody here. So basically, what I'm going to be showing everybody here today is a little bit more important than you're going to be realizing. So I will tell everybody I am going to try to make my story here tonight as long as I can. And I want this story, I want as many people to go spread this story to as many people as you can. And praise the Lord for this story. And I just want to start the first campfire story on YouTube, on the internet. And I want this to be the greatest bonfire story ever told. Because, guys, it's time to get this ball rolling. Alright? So, of course, here tonight, I title tonight's great story The Greatest Story of All Time, Continuing. So what makes this story so great, guys, is the fact that the story that I'm actually going to be presenting and telling you guys here tonight is one of my first actual experiences that I've actually been able to unfold and reveal and show this information to people. And I found that this will be the most effective way to spread the word. And in the meantime of spreading the word, it's just going to be the most amazing story aside from Jesus, the Redeemer. So I'm kind of trying to add on from where he left off. So I want to give all the glory to my Savior and anybody who chooses to accept his protection over the dark forces that are trying to harvest us. Okay? So that's why I want this story to be spread and told to as many people as possible. And I want to also try to explain that I'm just gonna be telling this story off the top of my head. It's just all based off what I know and what I can basically tell people. So I wanted to just make it really interesting for everybody. So it's kind of like one of those Tales from the Crypts type stories, but I'm nobody very special. I'm just a witness to what everybody else is up against, and I need to make this story as long as I possibly can. So I want to tell everybody try to watch this movie as if you were gonna sit down and watch a movie on Netflix, alright? Go grab some popcorn, go grab some food, guys. And the greatest part about this story is at the end of it, any one of you can go add on to this and just continue the greatest story of all time. As long as it doesn't take information away and it helps gather us in the spirit of the Lord and the Creator and our great protector who's going to rise up and defend us from the enemies and all the traps that they're trying to set amongst us. So I just hope that this will be taken very seriously, because I actually have kind of a more important message than what most people really understand. I'm trying to explain. So let's just imagine that we're all in the middle of the jungle with a huge bonfire, and as many people as you guys want to come up to the bonfire and hear the greatest story that I can come up with, just keep gathering around. And that's why I'm saying, if you guys can add on to the energy and let your guys' energy be positive and known to everybody that wants to believe in this, because this is a story that is meant to be positive for people. It's supposed to help us protect ourselves against the enemy. So the more people that we can get gathered around this fire and just freaking, light some fireworks off with the imagination, shouting hallelujah, praise God, and just knowing how them dark forces versus the Creator, it's not gonna work. It's their time is over. And that's what this is all about. Let's start this off, guys. Those dark forces, they had their time. That was their time to tell their story. Alright, this is our time now, guys, to be telling our story. Now, I'm going to start this story off and give testimony to what inspired all of this. Now, once again, before I do begin, I would like for everybody to just relax themselves, sit down, and listen to this story as if it were a Netflix movie that you were gonna watch. Alright, so I'm gonna try to make this video as long as I possibly can, because I know that everybody wants a very interesting campfire story. So the whole point of me doing it like this is I'm just trying to tell a testimony in a way where it's just like we're telling a scary story around the campfire. Alright, so I want everybody to use your guys' power of your imagination and just close your eyes if you need to, if it helps you believe and feel the experience a little bit more real. So we're all gathered around this bonfire in the jungle to give gratitude and glory to the Almighty Creator, because it's the best thing that we could possibly truly believe in. That is the best possible thing that I could really truly believe in. So, let us not forget how our protector, our creator, can be there with us as well. If our imaginations spark together strong enough, all things are possible. We can just imagine His glory, His presence amongst us on this bonfire. Because this whole existence of life is but a story that the Creator has to tell for us. Alright? So, the Creator's side of the story is He's gonna have to make it as best as He can for us, which is up to each individual to believe what that may be for their own self. So, the whole revelation here is this is a story of my testimony of how the Creator protected me, and He can protect everybody who does not gather and wander out in that darkness. So, guys, stay by this bonfire. You know, just know that this fire's for the Lord, guys. As long as you guys stay with all of the people, and we all protect each other and watch out for each other in the light of the Lord, and we're not taking information away from each other. You know, we don't have to let those evil forces get their side of the story. Alright, that's what this is all about. It's all a matter of whose side of the story is it to be telling. Alright? Well, right now it's my side of the story to be telling what I want to believe and what I know and what I've seen. What I know everybody's seen. You've all felt it. You've all known the Creator. He had to have been the whole reason. But the true understanding to why I figured it was a good time for me to start this story off was for the simple fact that I kind of came up with the whole answer of I kind of figured out why the whole universe exists. Why we exist. And the more I became aware of everything really happening, the more I realized what I needed to do. The more I realized what it is the answer was. So the answer, of course, always lies within each individual. Because it's always up to each individual to believe whatever they want to believe. So, for me, the reason why we exist, I've come to realize and understand it does not really matter why we exist. It's just the principle and whole certainty behind it that we do exist. Many things are like that. Many things are like that. When we choose to come up with our own ideas, when we choose to do our own actions, it doesn't really matter why we do what we do. or think what we think, or know what we know. It's just the way it is. That's one of the biggest principles I think that will help people understand how the reality lies within each individual's own belief and what they want to believe. And that all just ties down to there's no way for anybody to really know what's going on as far as the whole universe and the whole how it was designed. But one thing that you guys should be able to conclude, as well as I have, it's just one of those things that does not really matter why. Okay. Now, I'm going to continue this story. I really needed people to understand that whole concept and idea before I start this story. And, you know, the whole story has already begun, so don't think that I haven't really began the whole story. You got to remember, the beginnings of stories are kind of slow, and it actually kind of gives you the keys to understand the rest of the story. So now I'm going to go on to the next part of the story. If you guys need to take a quick 5-minute break, now would be a nice time. Alright, and basically my next part of the story is I am basically just praising the Lord that I was able to be protected and saved from the traps of the enemy. Okay, so it's for me being free from the enemy that I'm actually able to present to you guys this story and warning. Alright? Because, remember, this is my turn to tell my side of the story. Alright, now my side of the story is I'm the first person to be able to truly inform and warn people of the dangers of 9/11. Okay? So now we're going to begin on the second part of our story. And I need you guys to remember, if you guys are ever afraid, and if those evil forces are trying to come after you and install fear into you, just keep praying. You know, pray the best that you can. Pray for protection. Pray for forgiveness. Pray for the things that matter. You know, if it doesn't really matter, don't really worry about it, okay? Now, I'm really going to be talking about some serious stuff here. I wouldn't be joking around about 9/11. You know, real people died in that, you know. That's not... I wouldn't just joke around and tell a story if what I believed in wasn't enough for me to be feeling comfortable enough to release this type of information. So for everybody that lost a life in that, you know, everybody I'm sure feels it's just absolutely frightening. So my side of the story is 9/11 is a message they're trying to tell you their side of the story, guys. And the problem is, if you guys don't know that they're trying to tell you their side of the story, and if you guys don't listen to their side of the story, they're gonna go destroying and raining havoc on things. And that's what this is all about. I'm the first person to truly understand what their side of the story is, okay? This isn't really for the faint of heart. This is kind of frightening information. I do recommend, if anybody is watching from this point on, please be at least 21 years or older. If you're 18 years or older, please take this information serious, and it's time for you to just be a grown adult, okay? And what us grown adults do is we just try to protect ourselves and do the best thing that we can for other people and for ourselves. So if you're not 18 or older, and you're not going to be watching out for other people, and you don't want to grow up, this is probably going to be too much information for you to even really understand. So just go take a break, go play your games, play video games, and just keep praying to the Lord. But I do recommend that this information is kind of graphic, so I do recommend please be 21 or older. Okay, so basically, I need everybody to know that this is serious, okay? Now, I need everybody to understand I'm the first person to be able to pass the message down and warn against what their side of the story is. Because you need to understand 9/11, it's all a spell. It's witchcraft. If people don't realize that what 9/11 is witchcraft and it's a spell, that information can be used against you. That's why I want everybody, please spread this story onto as many people as we can. Because the more people that we have in the protection of the Lord, and the more fired up we can get our imaginations, and just forget about all the evil crap that they're trying to put in our minds, and if we're able to just create a bonfire for the Lord and just jump for joy and have that freaking image in our imagination of us just praising the Lord for His glory and His protection versus the evil forces, it's just something that's really going to help us have the strength to keep our imaginations stronger than how the enemy wants to just put it in fear. So if everybody keeps adding on to this story with positive information, not taking information away, encouraging each other that we're here to protect each other and watch out for each other, and we're not going to let these evil forces have their side of the story anymore. They're not going to be casting their freaking witchcraft on us. They're not going to be putting information against us for much longer, because we're here, we're waking up, we're watching out against that. The Lord is going to be rising up to defend us against this evil witchcraft and all these evil traps that these demons and these enemies are trying to do to everybody. Now, everybody has to understand, if one person is able to understand their side of the story and their message, then it can be used against everybody. So as far as I'm aware, I'm the first person to truly know their side of the story. And it's only because I watched out. Jesus warned that there were dark forces and that you need to watch out, and I prayed to the Creator to protect me and to show me what it is I needed to know and what was happening, and He led me to this moment to try to come protect more people, you, to come get everybody in this, the light of the Lord. Okay? Now, 9/11 it was an emergency for everybody on the entire earth. Okay? Now, if you people ignore the message that it's an emergency, that information can be used against you, okay? So basically, what people didn't really realize, and I was like the few people that really realized it, because man, I have a lot of knowledge, and I'm really close to the Creator, and He just kind of blesses me with knowledge and information. I just naturally was like chosen, I think, to just be the leader and just be able to kind of help protect as many people as I can and warn people. So anyway, 9/11, it's literally an emergency that has been broadcast throughout the entire world, okay? So it's basically a witchcraft spell by the evil forces, and that information can be used against everybody that ignores it. So basically, if you go walk outside your door, if you guys aren't aware that you guys are in a state of emergency, meaning that you need to be on full alert. That's what an emergency means. Is meaning you need to be on absolute full alert, meaning don't let anything happen to you. That's what they gave you a warning. So they're letting you know that they can basically get you and destroy you at any time. So you need to be on full alert, so that you guys need to protect yourself so that nothing can get you, because the more information that they can use against you, the more that they're going to go out there and rain and destroy more things, okay? So the scary thing is I'm just a normal person. I'm just a small-time guy. That's why I need people to spread the message for me, is because I am just not really that normal. I'm extraordinary. But it's because I have more intelligence. I mean, I can teach people what I know, and then everyone's, like, very soon, as soon as people just listen to what I say, you guys will just be you'll know what I know, but no one will really know everything that I truly know, because I gotta kind of keep some of my knowledge to myself of what I know and my benchmarks. So anyway, the story goes as everybody needs to stay on full alert, okay? Because, oh man, this is fucking, people don't, like, remember, like, it doesn't really matter why I know what I know. It's just kind of the way it is, alright? So, just believe me when I tell you guys that they're warning you that there are dark souls that are in the world, alright? Because if you ignore that information can be used against anybody that it chooses to ignore the state of emergency. And if nobody passes down the message that it's a state of emergency, like your children, you people need to pass the emergency down to your children, because it's not their duty to just get that message for themselves. It's like everybody needs to declare the state of emergency to everyone at every single time and moment. Like, warning, 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 state of emergency, state of emergency. Now, the thing is, the Dark Forces, they only have their side of the story for so long before the creator, he gets his side of the story. He gets to have his side of the story. And that's what we have to do. We have to, you know, the whole point, the whole principle is as soon as we can get to a point where the story kind of lines up good enough where the creator can kind of pick up on and just jump in on, he's gonna just jump in and start having his side of the story. So that's why we need to get this bonfire going and get this story rolling, guys. We need to get this story rolling, because as soon as we get this story rolling, and then God can come jump into the story and get things rolling, you better believe the creator's gonna come have his side of the story. And that means protecting us, alright? That means he's gonna shut off the evil forces from having their side of the story, alright? This whole movie is about ending those dark forces' sides of the story. They're sitting there trying to have their side of the story to everybody and destroy everything. Well, their dream's over. This is our time to dream. This is our time to have our side of the story. This is the creator's time to have his side of the story. Alright? Now, I just need everybody to truly believe that we just need to stay in the light of the Lord. Because as soon as we get this story a-rolling, and he can come jump in when the story's at a point where he can pick up on, he's gonna pick up on that story. That you know, it's just got to be at the best that we can make it. So you know, if anybody can add on to this story, and if you guys have any more witness or testimony to how you guys know that, you know, that 9/11, that is evil witchcraft, and that wasn't normal. This isn't something we should just ignore. This is something we need to gather around. Basically gather around and watch out for each other around, because that is how those evil forces are going to have their side of the story. Is if we don't ever pick up and start telling our side of the story. You know what our side of the story is? Is like, hey, you know, the creator's going to have his side of the story. We're not into all that evil crap. We're not even going to think about all that evil crap. You know, we don't want to know about all that evil crap. The only thing we want to think about is how the creator is going to protect us and make everything right and have his side of the story, alright? And that's all we can really do, in my opinion, to have it to be the best. You know, because it's all a matter of in believing the best that we can actually believe. So that's really the best thing I can really come up with and believe in, is We need to get the creator to have his side of the story and shut those evil forces down. It's time to shut them down, guys. It's time to, you know, their freaking parade, their freaking joke. They think it's all funny. They think it's so funny. They think it's all a joke. It's time for us to just gather around this bonfire. You know, let's let them know, guys. You know, no one just goes and puts a joke on the creator. They can't be laughing at the creator. You know, we ain't gonna let him laugh at the creator and how he wants to redeem and save us from this. All right. So you know what? We're just here to let everybody know to gather around the fire, guys. Gather around the fire of the Lord. And you know what? The joke's on those evil forces. The joke's all on them, guys. They think the joke's on us. They think they can go pointing their freaking witchcraft out on us and taking our love away from the Lord and what we want and what's best for us. Well, they're dreaming, guys. And guess what? It's our time to dream. It's our time to take control of the dream. It's our time to let the creator just come take control of the dream. And it's all possible, guys. We can make this happen if we believe that the creator can do this for us, and we believe that he'll shut these evil forces down. We need to believe that our creator has the right to shut these evil forces down, and we need to give him that evidence to shut those evil forces down. So let's just gather around, guys. Gather around that fire. Gather around that witnessing. Use your imagination of how powerful our protector is. And let's just put that evidence against those dark forces. Because guess what? If we have evidence that the creator can use, and that if he has enough evidence to come jump in and take control of the story and the dream, and if he has enough evidence to just shut that book on their whole storytelling and just doesn't let them tell their side of the story anymore, you better believe that he'll close that book on them. But we need evidence. We need to make it known, like, hey, your side of the story is over. All right, so it's our time to just shut that book on them. All right, we're letting them know, like right here, bam! Everybody at this campfire, just do it with me. Shut that book of evil on them. They ain't gonna be running their side of the story, running all that evil freaking witchcraft on us. Their side of the story is over. Alright, guys, do it. Everybody gather around this campfire. Tell your side of the story. Hallelujah. Tell them. Comment back on this video. Tell them, we're closing that story out on you assholes. Game over. Tell them straight to their fucking faces, everyone. Tell them, you know what? I'm not gonna let you tell me what to dream and not to dream. You guys can't tell me what I want to believe and what I don't want to believe. You guys ain't gonna fucking... No. We're gonna end this once and for all, and we're gonna get shit back in order and make things the best way that we can. And guess what? We're not gonna be living down with all these evil forces closing that book of divine peace and infinite glory of heaven. So let's just imagine heaven and create heaven here at this bonfire, and let's just give testimony like, you know what, everyone here at this bonfire believing in our creator, you know what, we got a freaking mansion waiting for us. We got freaking infinite amounts of time in the future. We got infinite amounts of time to go enjoying ourselves, walking around, boating on a lake, boating on an ocean, racing around on a race, whatever we want to do. If it's what we want to do, the creator's gonna let us do it, because that's his side of the story. When he comes in and finishes out his side of the story, and then he shuts that book, on those evil forces, and then those evil forces can't have their side of the story, you better believe that we're all gonna just go having our own pure heaven, guys. It's gonna be absolute heaven, infinite paradise. It's gonna be an infinite vacation of just, oh, it's just gonna be everything everybody ever wanted, guys. So the joke's on these evil forces now, guys. You know, this whole time they thought they were gonna put this joke on us and laugh in our face, and they thought it was so funny to keep us misinformed of the message of what they really wanted to do. But they didn't really want to tell it to our faces, guys, and they were afraid of us. You know why? Because we're each powerful enough to shut down their little parade. And that's why you people aren't really supposed to know as much as you know. And that's why laugh in their faces, because I told you guys what those assholes are trying to do to us. And you know what? I don't want them to be doing that to us. So I'm telling you guys what's happening. So go laugh in those bastards' faces and let them know, you know what? Your freaking your reign of terror, your evil forces, your freaking evil witchcraft, it's over, guys. Because that's not what we want. That's not what we dream of. You know, we dream of stuff that matters. You know, we're not trying to kill each other. We're not trying to hurt each other. You know, we just want to celebrate and just feast and enjoy each other. You know, what happens behind closed doors stays behind closed doors. We're not trying to be ruining stuff for people by telling too much information to people now. Let's just put this joke on those evil demons already, guys. Let's get the dream going. The American dream starts here. The American dream starts here, guys. We're getting God back in this. We're getting the Savior to shut this book of evil on these assholes. It's over. Tell them. Each one of you. Go tell those assholes. That shit's done. We're not going down the gates of hell. We're not gonna be fucking slaves to their damn evil society and their fucking order like they want us to be. You know, just because you people can't really realize that they're trying to put that evidence against you, that they want you to be their slave. They want you people to think that, oh, since you didn't fucking realize that you guys just agreed to be their slave and you guys went in debt, that's what that national debt, they think it's because you people are so fucking stupid. Well, guess what? Go laugh in their face, because guess what? The joke's on them, because that whole national debt, that shit's going out the fucking window, because joke's on them. They think they're going to put debt on us, the people. They can't be doing that when we have the protector right here at this bonfire watching out for each and every one of us that wants his protection. And you know what? He's gonna freaking topple these freaking evil demons' plans. The more evidence we put against them, so everybody go spread this message. Go post it to as many people as you can. Add on to this story with as many videos as you guys want to. Just keep it productive, you know, and just keep the light of the Lord within our stories and our testimonies. It's like, if you guys have a testimony like I do about what you witnessed and you know about 9/11, like something you knew, like, oh, I knew that wasn't right. I knew that we needed to actually be on alert and be talking about this, and it's an emergency. So guess what, guys? This is an emergency, and if it's an emergency, we all need to gather around and conversate about, oh man, this isn't right. This isn't normal, guys. So guys, let's talk about this 9/11. Let's get the fear out of each other. We need to just say, hey, it's okay, brother. We're in this together. You know what? They're trying to blow us up together. You know, they're going to try to blow us up together. We're going to have to die together, because you know what? If we stay close to this fire and if we at least all die together, At least we don't die alone, guys. At least if those motherfuckers want to come killing us, let's get around this damn fire. And if they want to come killing us, let's all fucking die together, guys. Let's all... you know what? It's... I really think that's about the end of my story here, guys. So, please, hallelujah. Please, Heavenly Father, please protect everybody from the evil sorcery of all the demons that are running rampant amongst the earth and amongst the universe, if it were to be possible that they are. Please, let's just pray that these demons won't harm any more of our brothers and our sisters. And let's just pray that everybody gets the message to protect each other and protect ourselves from the enemy. And let's just pray the enemy will be afraid to come around our bonfire, because there's too much light. He's afraid of the light, guys. He doesn't want us to know. Let's get around this campfire and protect ourselves, because the more evidence that we have that we don't want those dark forces and the demons doing this to us, the further that they have to stay away from us. So gather around the light, gather around the bonfire. Let us all pray. We're all the same. We're all just brothers and sisters with the same power to believe in the Lord as much as we can. So let's just pray that these demons will come to the light of the Lord. Let us pray that they'll come to this bonfire and be born again and realize that it's time to end their side of the story. And let us pray that this could all be over as quick as possible, and let's just end this emergency and have the Creator just come shut this book of evil on them. And just let us pray that let us just pray. Let me explain. Now that is the end of the story. Now I want to explain one final small understanding. I want everybody to know there's nothing to be afraid of. Okay, so I want to explain that a little bit more. Now, just remember, when there's really nothing, nobody really knows, that's something that you should really kind of be afraid of, okay? That's the same thing with 9/11. Notice how, like, there's nothing nobody really knows about it, right? Nobody really knows, like, who really did 9/11. So remember, there's nothing to be afraid of. If that's what it means when the whole saying says there is nothing to be afraid of. You need to be afraid of nothing. Alright, so that's nothing. Like, the whole 9/11, how nobody knows nothing, that's something to be afraid of. Okay? Anytime there's something that there's nothing within that print boundary, it's something you need to be afraid of, okay? Same thing like if you were to go swimming out in the ocean. You don't really know nothing going on out there, right? If you were just to be swimming, like, say, 5 miles in the middle of the ocean or whatever, you don't really know. There's nothing you really know going on out there. So you're basically going into uncharted territory, right? So that's something you should be afraid of, because it's something you don't. It's nothing you really know. So, remember, when we're on the side of the Lord and we're on the side of the Creator, there's nothing for us to be afraid of. Because we're not doing nothing. If we were doing nothing beneficial, that's something we need to be afraid of. That's all that means. Like, so since we're not, like, people that have the light of the Lord, they're not doing nothing. So they don't really have nothing to worry about. So if you guys gather around this campfire, you're not doing nothing. So you don't really have much to worry about. So guys, gather around this campfire. Give testimony to the Lord. Tell people, like, hey, man, this is an emergency, man. 9/11's serious. Let's stay on watch about this. Let's keep talking about this. Let's keep telling people the truth about this. Alright, now, there's nothing to be afraid of. Now, the demons, they're the only ones that have, and the evil forces, they're the only ones that have something to be afraid of, because that's how the Creator works. Notice how the Creator isn't really doing, he is doing nothing right now, even though we're in the middle of this very serious situation. That is because the evil forces and the demons, they need to be afraid of him. That's something they need to be afraid of. Holy shit, they should be deathly afraid of that. Because nothing is the only thing to be afraid of. There's nothing to be afraid of. So when God isn't doing nothing, God's doing nothing. You better believe, you better be scared as fuck. Because the thing is, it's the evil forces. They're not doing nothing. They're doing nothing to help people. Alright? They're doing everything they can to make it as bad as they can for everybody. So that's nothing the Creator expects. So basically, if you don't do nothing the Creator expects, that's something you need to be afraid of. So us, if you guys are gathered around this campfire, you guys chose the right side. You're on the right side of the forces, and because we're doing something, you know, we're doing what God expects us. So that's we don't have nothing to be afraid of. If you guys stay on the path of the Lord, stay in the light, it's a lot harder for those evil forces to get you. So it's only if you're out there doing nothing. If you're not doing nothing that God expects of you, you better be afraid. You better be shit. You better be so fucking afraid. Oh my gosh. There's nothing to be afraid of, guys. Guys, we have the Creator on our side. There's nothing to be afraid of. There's nothing to be afraid of, guys. There's nothing to be afraid of. I may seem a little bit psychotic. I might seem a little bit strange and weird. I have good reason. But I've come to realize there's nothing to be afraid of, guys. There's nothing to be afraid of. There's nothing to be afraid of. There's nothing to be afraid of. There's nothing to be afraid of, everybody. There's nothing to be afraid of.